Hello, my name is Tony Chan. I'm here with Telecom TV. I'm in Hong Kong for the Qualcomm 4G, 5G Summit. With me today is Fortis Koronis, who is Executive Advisor for 5G with BTEE. Fortis, thank you for joining us.
Hey Tony, how you doing?
Very, very good. So you spoke in a panel this morning at the keynote session. What did you talk about?
Yeah, first of all, it's been an incredible, and it is an incredible 4G, 5G summit organized by Qualcomm. It's a huge pleasure, but a huge honor also to be part of that ecosystem. And the subjects around how do we commercialize 5G, what is the role of the us as telecommunication operator. So these were really, really very exciting moments for us and in the industry. And that was part of the overall panel. So we discussed about our role in this changing environment, in a world that data growth is really fascinating. It's over 50%, 70%. Consumers are connected in many devices, in mobility or in the home. The enterprise and how us as communication providers and telecommunication operators, we can provide an incredible transformation to the vertical industries. And then for us, BT&E, we are really a converged player. And in this convergence narrative, we will build our best services for our customers if they're consumers or enterprises. So this is a great time to bring 5G in play.
Okay, so what would you say is your primary motivation for heading towards this 5G journey?
Well, first of all, our brands are about innovation, so it's a fascinating new world when we're going to see incredible applications coming out. So the first 5G devices will demonstrate different features, speeds that are unprecedented, certainly above 1 gigabit per second. We will see low latencies, we will see massive connectivity. So this is a great timing for us in our industry. And it's a great opportunity for us, being a UK provider, to continue this innovation. We were the first as EE to launch 4G in the UK in 2012. And since then we have continued that innovative launching of products and services and providing an incredible net promoter score of our services and being perceived as the innovative brand and the best and 4G network in the UK.
So looking specifically at the consumer segment, what would be your primary use case that you see in that segment?
Definitely the growth of data is the big opportunity for 5G. So we believe that connectivity capacity in the urban areas would be a very important thing because our 4G network is really great. And by the way, the summit is still called 4G and 5G. I don't know, maybe this is the last one that it's going to be called 4G and 5G. So we need to talk about our 4G network, which is fantastic, and that is we have great geography coverage of over 91%, population 99.6%, and therefore there's areas that require even more capacity, and that would be the first implementations of providing that extra capacity so that people can have incredible speeds at any time of the day, big commuter areas and so on. So that would be, I would say, the first demonstration of 5G. Now from then applications like, we'll see, there's AR, VR, there's gaming opportunities, there's video streaming which is growing, so by having that capacity and capability, we don't even know today what's going to be available, in 2 years down the road, So that's from the consumer point of view, great devices, great experiences, and a very high reliability that we see that everybody requires an extremely high reliability, and that we have the best network, and we want to continue that sort of DNA, if I may say.
Of course, what my next question is, right? What about the enterprise then?
The enterprise will not wait too long as well, So for 5G, it's a transformation for the enterprise. I think that's where we see the big changes coming in the industry. So there's very big verticals like the automotive industry or the manufacturing industry or public safety and security. So there's a lot of opportunity around there because of on the one hand, the latency, which provides the precision and the precision, but also the speed between humans and robots or machine-to-machine communication, that would bring us in a new level. And therefore, it's quite transformative, you know. So 5G also brings new standards, like with virtualization and you know, network function virtualization, but also network slicing. Our role as a telecommunication provider can be more substantial in managing telecommunication service as a whole from a converged story, you know, the fixed and the mobile as well.
As a network operator with a 4G network, what do you think you have to do to your network to actually, you know, get from 4G to 5G?
Yeah, there's a lot of engineering that is going on at the moment, and it's really great times, you know. So there's, like, I would say, practically 3 chapters, if I may say. The one chapter is around the device and how to create the device. So we are bleeding edge at the moment, and we are, you know, we want to be in the first wave, and you know, the UK needs BT and E to be there, and you know, in a society which is a really a digital society, a digital economy of services, and so the device part, creation of those devices with Qualcomm, for example, chipsets, is super important. So that's the first outside-in part of the equation. The second part is the RAN, the radio access network, which is new RAN, and we are, you know, deploying a network. We already had great examples from, you know, in Canary Wharf. We already have a real live connection of 5G, real live usage with a, you know, testing device or a CPE for indoor solutions and so on. So the radio access is it's a bit of a different ecosystem than the 4G itself. It's an evolution, but it has to do with a lot of you know, new antenna sets, new RAN, bigger backhaul, etc. So that's the second layer. And then the third layer is the core systems. So moving into, let's say, you know, evolution of the core to non-standalone in the beginning, and then dual mode, you know, standalone and non-standalone, so that 4G and 5G users will be connecting seamless to 4G and 5G networks. And the power is really very much in the core, as we will sort of blend the capabilities of 4G together, providing resources to any user or any enterprise so that it has the best customer experience at any time when it needs it. Yeah.
Since we're here at this you know, fabulous Qualcomm event, what's Qualcomm doing for you as an operator? I mean, obviously they're making chips, so it doesn't really, like, there seems to be a bridge, but obviously they're a very important partner to you.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, a huge thank you for Qualcomm for being an incredible partner in the last, I would say, more than 8 years now. We've been working together on innovation. It's about the chipset, but it's what it brings to the society, what it brings to the well-being of the people, for the enterprise, and so on. And we had a fascinating and amazing journey with Qualcomm. So it's a, you know, strategic. It's more than a partner. You know, we are very much collaborating. And we launched features that were, you know, first and best in the world. The first, you know, 4G devices. Then we launched, you know, voice over Wi-Fi to cover indoor. We had carrier aggregation. We had multiple carrier aggregations, and now, guess what? Here we are, you know, 5G, and so a massive partnership that brings a lot of innovation to consumers and both enterprises, and it's this partnership by working very early on to building these features and roadmaps that are, you know, millions and millions of customers require, you know.
What about specifically to 5G? What were some of your key takeaways from Qualcomm with 5G?
First of all, it's important that we have embraced the 3GPP standards together from the start, you know, and through this journey, you know, we're building the first, you know, test cases, the interoperability checks between the different components of the ecosystem. The 5G ecosystem is something that we had to go and build. It's not something that existed. So, you know, EEBT, we are innovators, and our DNA is about working very early and defining the features that the society will need in 2 or 3 years down the road. And Qualcomm is those partners that we can engage very early on in a very serious conversation about what are these functions and services that we require, that they operate over our network, how can we evolve our network, what should be in the devices, what is in the IoT, what is in the enterprise space. So Qualcomm covers, you know, the features and the capabilities of what we can do on our fantastic network. So it's more of a chipset manufacturer and more of a partner in this process.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.